Hello friends and neighbors, I am back with yet another book review. Today I'm going to review The Wonders of Nature. Pretty thick book, comes with its own little ribbon bookmark, very handy. And this book is written by, I hope I'm saying his last name correctly, Ben Hoare, and is illustrated by Angela Rizza and Daniel Long. So this book is wonderful for children and adults alike. I'm very much enjoying it, but I am reading it to my children. It's wonderful for children in that it presents information in very easily assimilated ways. For instance, it goes through rocks and minerals, microscopic life, plants, and animals in the book. 4 different categories. And then each topic under each subject, it's about 1 page or 2 if you consider this in this 2 different pages. So you'll have an illustration, a picture on one side, and then a bit of info on the other. So you could just go through the book as we are, just kind of going, through a bit slowly, reading maybe 3-4 different topics a day, skipping some days in between. But anyway, you get the point. Go at your own pace, as with all things in life. So here we go. This is an example of how the pages and topics are presenting the material. This is in Rocks and Minerals. They're talking about the opal. Here is the lovely, beautiful, stunning illustration, painting to go along with it. Very vivid, eye-catching. And opals are rain-made solid. I found that to be fascinating. I think I kind of knew that, but I needed a little refresher in my brain. So this book was great for a little refresher there. Yep, so that's an example of the opal. And then I have a couple of other pages marked. Let's see here. Okay, this is another one that I found very, 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 very fascinating. A water bear. It is in the microscopic life section. A water bear, if you are not familiar, it looks like a walrus somewhat. From your nightmares. Yeah, well, there it is. And a water bear is basically indestructible, yet it's microscopic. It's 1/2 millimeter long, so very, very small. And it is one of the toughest creatures on the planet. It can be frozen, it can be boiled, it can have x-rays fired at it. It can have DEWs, direct energy weapons, I assume, fired at it. And it still will survive. It can survive under a massive amount of pressure and so forth. So, and if it gets too dry, it shrivels into a package called a ton. And then when it gets wet again, it then just comes back to life. It's just basically indestructible. Super fascinating. And then I have another little example from the book to show. Thank you for your patience. Yes, I have an example from the plants section. This is the water lily, following, of course, that same format. Nice, beautiful illustration, very detailed. Water lily, you can really see the veins. Wonderful for children in that it's so detailed, the illustrations are. Children just love that. I mean, adults do too. Hey, over here. I love it. And then it gives a bit of info. So yes, fascinating facts about the water lily is they can have leaves up to 8 feet wide in the Amazon. I did not know that, so stunning information. And then I have yet another section marked in the animals section. That's the last section. 4 different sections in the book. The man-o-war. I had heard about the man-o-war before. I found them to be really, really interesting creatures. Yeah, my children love to learn about the man of war as well, the Portuguese man of war. It's, if you're not familiar, first I'll show you the illustration here. Again, that striking, eye-catching detail, and then the paragraph about it. Just a little bit of info, enough to pique a child's curiosity and maintain their interest. Adults too. Yes, so a Portuguese man of war is actually not just one creature, it's multiple creatures working together as one unit. So fascinating. They can be just extremely long. Each arm can be 33 feet long and extremely dangerous. So if you are ever scuba diving in the ocean and you come across a Portuguese man of war, I would recommend getting away ASAP. Only word of advice. So yes, that should give you a bit of info. Well, next is the flatworm, another lovely illustration. Yes, so I feel like I've likely presented you with enough to be intrigued with the book. I love it. One little bit that I did not love, I just want to say, is that in this book, it does say, and I will get to the page here, it says that the giant sequoia tree is the same thing as the redwood tree. And it's actually not, to my knowledge. And I've kind of researched this a bit. They're two different trees. They live in two different geographical locations. I folded the page and now I'm having a bit of an issue finding it. Here we go. Yes, so that piece of information, that a giant sequoia, here is the page, is the same thing as a redwood. It's saying the giant sequoia, let's see here. The giant sequoia is also known as the giant redwood because of its rusty colored bark. And of course it does have rusty colored bark, but the redwoods live on the coastal region of California and Northern California and upwards into Oregon, I believe. And then the sequoias, they're more inland. They live in a different area. So there's just that one little piece of information that struck me as, I don't think that's true. So that in mind, take the information within this book perhaps with a bit of a grain of salt. Not saying it's not a great, wonderful, intriguing book. It's super wonderful. I recommend it in spite of this little tiny detail. I highly recommend it, in fact, but just something to be aware of. And hey, maybe I'm misunderstanding this. I really don't think I am. I'm quite certain that they are two different species. Don't mean to beat a dead horse, but yes, so call me out. Correct me if you'd like. Sorry. There's this pumpkin. He's diving into a box. So cute. Well, he got out. Okay, yes. So I will wrap it up. Wonders of Nature, fabulous book. Just, yeah, keep what I said in mind. But thank you for tuning in. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you next time. Bye.